yes, at least this man always proving street father. Someone stood up against him. Hey guys, welcome to Back with Better Studios. My name is Adeshawa. Today I'm going to review the movie Crossroads by Aisha Lawal. Crossroads is about an undergraduate whose pursuit of a dream crosses with a brutal gang leader and a determined protector, leading into a love triangle tale starring Bukumi Adeagai-Lori, Aisha Lawal, Deyemi Okolawan, Lateef Adedimeji, Bimbo Manuel, and others. Directed by Tijani Adebayo and Tope Adebayo Salami. So I'm going to start with the actors and their performances. Overall, it's good acting from everybody in this movie. I'm going to talk about the actors that stood out for me and the scenes that stood out for me. First, Bimbo Manuel. I've always seen Bimbo Manuel act this good father, good friend, good boss. But to see him act as a Yoruba father that is very strict, disciplined, hard at heart, it's so fascinating, seriously. And what blew my mind again was his Yoruba intonation. So this movie is set in a 1990s Yoruba era. His Yoruba gave this all those educated Yoruba men in the olden days. That's how his Yoruba was. Another person that stood out for me was Femi Adebayo. Femi Adebayo's mannerism with his character was so fun to watch. I've seen him play the naughty person, but this one is so different, it's so refreshing, and it's so nice. The scenes that stood out for me was one, the scene where Deyemi Okolawan and Adedimeji Lateef were head on with each other. Deyemi Okolawan's character was Oyekon. He was pleading with Fela, which is Adedimeji Lateef, to please tell him where his wife is and all of that. I don't want to spoil so much, but I could see someone that was very vulnerable. We could see the emotions, it was just at the lowest moments. He just needed his love to come back home and all of that, which was really nice. The scene was really emotional and touching. While the second scene that stood out for me was where Bimpe Adedimeji, her name was actually Bimpe in this movie, funny enough, she was heads on with her father, which is Bimbo Manuel, telling him that he should better take care of his chickens because he's a farmer in this movie if he can't care for his children. Actually, that's the first time someone will stand up against or speak against Bimbo Manuel in this movie, and it was just good to watch. And yes, at least this man always proving street father. Someone stood up against him. That was really good to watch. Also, this movie has a good story. I watched the trailer before watching the movie itself, and I was really anticipating how the good girl was going to fall in love with the bad guy, how the chemistry was going to go about, the love chemistry. And they gave us something that was realistic. So yeah, I like that because there are some times that we love chemistry and some unexpected fall in love cases. They just give you some very unrealistic scenarios. So this was realistic. And I liked how everything unraveled from the love chemistry between two people to the love triangle between three people. So that actually made sense. So yeah, good story. Now to the things I like about this movie and the things that were like, not really it for me. This movie is set in the 1990s Yoruba era. So that means that everything in this movie should align to how things was done back then. And yes, they did a good job with that. First with the costume, the lace attires, the bags, the leather boxes, everything that was used as costume in this movie was just how everything was back then. Like the lace attires I saw were like the ones my grandma used to wear. So Aisha Lawal, which is the lead actor in this movie, she's also one of the costumer for this movie. And when I saw her name as one of the costumer, I just knew it was going to be a good job. Like, it's Aisha Lawal. She was one of the costumers for Jagun Jagun. So with that, I just knew that they were going to pull a good job for the costume in this movie. Now to the set design. I don't know if those locations were built from scratch or maybe they had a location manager look up for homes and houses to use. but they did a good job with those places used as the homes. Like even the interior, the wardrobes, the chairs, the cups, everything was just as things were back then. Really, that's just a good job for me. One place that stood out for me was Aisha Lawa's student room. Everything was just like when you're seeing your mom's room in her university days. That's how that room was. Another thing I like about this movie is the dialogue. The dialogue explained how things was going in the movie, because if those things were not said in a dialogue, I'm sure I will have been asking questions that why is this like this, why is this like that. So I have two examples. The first one was when Ariola slapped someone. I was like, okay, you slapped this bad guy. But according to her, they know each other, they grew up together in the same vicinity. So maybe that's why she had the audacity to slap him. And another part was where we saw her with the same outfits as the previous scene, but with different hairstyle. I was like, why is it like this? But according to her, she has been doing wash and wear. So that scene could have been 2 or 3 days after, but because she has been doing wash and wear, she has to be with the same outfit. So I really like that the dialogue explained things to us fully in this movie. Yes, another thing that I liked also was how proverbs and adages were used in this movie. In almost every scene, they were just adages or proverbs. I could not even keep up. I could not just keep up at a point. Seriously. It just brought memories of how Yoruba movies were back in the day, where there's some English words you're going to learn the Yoruba meaning when you watch Yoruba movies. There are some proverbs or adages you're going to learn when you watch Yoruba movies. So that's really was something I really love, because actually that's one thing I've always loved about Yoruba movies, and I kind of think we are not getting it now in the Yoruba movies we watch nowadays compared to then. So yeah, those were the things I like about this movie. Now to the things that were not they were not it for me in this movie. The first part was where Deyemi Okolanwo's character Oyekon was talking with his brother, and he was saying, oh, there's someone that is really important that the person will help with the bail out of the prison. And him and his brother were speaking with a grand intensity, like we should expect this person. In my own view, I was thinking, oh, we're going to see who this godfather is. Maybe he's even a godfather. And later on, even to the end of the movie, we didn't just see who this person was. I felt that it was like we are seeing a pot of soup. We can smell it, then it was just closed and we cannot even taste it. So for me, why was the person talked about with so much intensity if maybe we're not going to get to know who that person was? So for me, that was just something I didn't really like in that aspect. Another scene that was not really it for me was the scene Ariola was shot. I'm sorry if this is going to be a spoiler for you guys. I'm very sorry. So she was shot and the shooter missed the target, which is her. I just wanted that scene to be explained better, maybe in a dialogue later on, but I don't know, nothing was said. Did she put pillows together as these guys? That was why the shooter shot the pillows instead of her. Or did the bullet miss her? I just wanted to know. Even in the next scene, when she was speaking with her love interest, which is Deyemi Okolanwo, talking about the shooting scene, obviously, they were talking about love, talking about repentance, but they did not talk about how the bullet did not meet her. The fighting scene towards the end, it does not really eat for me. So those were just the parts that were not is for me in this movie. So guys, this is my review for Crossroads. It is streaming on Prime, so you can watch, enjoy. My name is Adeshawa, and if I'm to rate this movie, I'm going to rate it a 6.5 or 7. That's going to be my rate for this movie. So till next time, my name is Adeshawa. Bye bye.